My name is Joe Mull, and here are 5 things you need to know to successfully run a live virtual event. Number 1, preparation is everything. The best virtual events have been carefully planned, timed, and rehearsed. Organizers have also made contingency plans in the event there are unplanned hiccups. For example, do you have secondary or backup content you can roll out on the fly in the event something or someone doesn't go as planned? I was part of a large virtual conference recently where the keynote speaker was introduced and then their broadcast just would not come through. We were all staring at a blank screen. But the organizer had done their due diligence and planned for every potential pitfall, so they had a recording of a prior year keynote all teed up and ready to go just in case something like this happened. They rolled that archived keynote while troubleshooting the speaker behind the scenes. In the end, all the attendees were forgiving because the organizers were prepared. In fact, participants ended up with even greater value than planned because they got content from 2 outstanding keynote presentations. Number 2, pace matters. For in-person gatherings, a 75-minute keynote speech from a subject matter expert might work just fine. But virtually, that will kill your energy and drive your audience into their smartphones. If you want to hold people's attention the whole time, then build your experience so that people can't possibly turn away. This requires you to think about pace and to be constantly changing things up. Ask that keynote speaker to break their program into smaller segments or to move in and out of different camera views. Ask them to try different ways to display information or content on screen, like whiteboards or videos and more. Or ask speakers who have longer sessions to build several mini Q&A breaks into their program. Whatever you're planning, don't let what's happening on the screen stay the same for too long. Number 3, hire professionals. Running a live virtual event requires all the planning and attention to detail of an in-person event with an added layer of technological prep, planning, and experience added in. A lack of experience produces login and access problems, a lack of flow for the event, and an inability to anticipate glitches like timing or AV issues. It also creates boring or amateur content delivery. My advice? If at all possible, hire experienced virtual professionals. In some cases, this means hiring a technology company to manage the registration or hosting platform of your event. It might mean hiring a professional MC with experience hosting virtual events. An MC, for example, guides your audience from one segment of the event to the next, handling introductions, transitions, instructions, and more. They can facilitate interaction, connect the audience online and via social media, vamp when needed if things go awry, and more. This kind of professional hosting results in a more seamless remote experience. The same is true for your keynote speakers. No one in your audience wants to stare up the nose of your keynote speaker while the light on the ceiling blinds them from behind their head. A professional speaker has the setup, tech, gear, and know-how to create a dynamic, interactive, content-rich virtual program that your audience will find captivating. Number 4, plan for fun with a purpose. If the only way your audience is asked to participate in your event is just by sitting and listening, they'll get bored, tune out, and all your effort will have been wasted. Instead, you want your audience engaging, interacting, and not noticing the passage of time. One surefire way to create this experience for attendees is to build in games, prizes, competition, and other forms of fun with a purpose. I have a client who recently wanted to hold a 3-day multi-state virtual conference and had never done so before. I connected them to a professional DJ and virtual game show host who ended up hosting and organizing their entire 3-day event for them. In addition to helping them lay out their content and agenda, he brought in music, dancing, games, prizes, and more. Their event was a huge success, and they said hiring him was the best decision they could have made. Number 5, overcommunicate. This is true for both your audience and your contributors. In the run-up to your event, be clear about what your audience can expect. What will they need to have in front of them to participate? Will their cameras need to be on or off? Can they participate via tablet or smartphone, or is a laptop or PC required? When will breaks be, and for how long? For speakers, panelists, and other guests, when do you need them to log on, and what phone number do they call or text if there are tech issues? What is happening right before and after their appearance? What platform will you be using to host your event, and where do they go to download software or test their system? During the event, invite people to participate and tell them exactly how to do so. Tell them what is happening when, what's coming next, and what you'll be asking them to do along the way. Want people to stick around for your whole event and be excited about what's coming up? Tease topics, speakers, giveaways, and more early on in your event. If nothing else, remember this: you must tell people exactly what you want them to do before they can do it exactly. A virtual event doesn't have to be a less appealing, less impactful substitute for an in-person event. The technology and experience is out there to make your virtual event a hugely successful experience for you, your contributors, and your audience. Thanks for watching.